Everybody, we are back. It is Taped Up Live, favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at @DMarkJohnNFL, at BD Williams18. Also Panda Supplements, like I said, TDL, 35% off. You know what I'm saying? Or Raiders are 0-3, so you still got some time to hit the gym, and get ready for even. You never know. Might hit a nice little football party somewhere else. Might be a Super Bowl party, something. You don't never know. But you get to PandaSubs.com, discount code TDL for 35% off. Get swole over there, guys. So we're here to review another loss, week 3, 0-3 start for the Raiders. They lost to the Tennessee Titans. Definitely a ugly game that I feel like they should have won the game by at least a couple touchdowns if had a couple red zones go their way, but they didn't. Football is a game of luck. Sometimes ball bounces off ball's hands, sometimes it goes in the air, sometimes it hits the ground, sometimes it goes to somebody's hands. That was a lot of this game. They just wasn't really meant for it to happen. I thought the offense actually played pretty well. I thought they played their best game of the year, actually, as a whole. I thought they came out to a good start. They got a couple stops in the second quarter, but then they came out and they went right down, got some points, and they had the ugly possession after the interception. That was ugly. That was just disgusting. And then, but then the red zone and more drops after that. That was pretty much it. But I thought they ran the ball pretty well, just not consistently enough. I want to talk about that a little bit. How they learned a little bit about the run game, and then but we're talking about Mack Hollins today because he's not getting any love.
He's not getting the love, right? Okay, so you're going to show Mack Hollins tape, but I still want to talk to you about the offensive line.
Okay,
because for me, that's really my biggest question mark about the Raiders' offense right now. Devontae Adams, he's going to get his targets. They're going to get it together. Come on. Are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. After everything that they said and their history and everything like that, come on, they're going to get it straight. Let's be real. It's going to happen. It's going to click. Mack Hollins, obviously, he's shown that he's a threat. For when he gets back in the mix, he's going to get his one-on-ones because you can't double everyone, and it's going to be wide open. But I'm interested in seeing, how does this offensive line shake out? What are you seeing now from, the offensive line tape this game that maybe Raiders fans should be comfortable or confident about this passing offense? Because if Derek Carr is getting, under duress, under pressure all the time, majority of quarterbacks, that's going to be trouble for the passing offense.
Yeah, it wasn't a good day for the offensive line at all. I think the offensive line really had a rough day, especially with stunts, man. Stunts were ugly. They had, at one point, basically the last 2 drives, the Titans just ran stunts over and over and over again. And they got pressure a lot. And, Alex Barrs had a bad day. He gave up, I think he had 4 pressures I have right here. He got 4 pressures given up. And then Mumford had another 4, Illuminor had 4, and Parham had 5. So sometimes these guys would give up pressures on the same play. So they add up. It might be different than the actual number of times that Derek Carr was under pressure. But they're all losing, So when they're all losing like that, that's what you see. You see these guys kind of getting beat. They had that one play that was thrown out to the side that was just pure ugliness. I don't know what the hell that was happening with that throwback. That should have been a touchdown. That was a big miss right there. I thought the line was very disappointing, and, I'm a big John Simpson fan. So, I guess, people like to call me a Carr stan, but I'm really a John Simpson stan if you want to go there. And I really think they would have played a lot better if he played. I think Colton Miller plays better if he plays. I think they handle stunts. They can't stunt them every single play. If they want to move Illuminor and play Mumford, I guess that's fine. I think Mumford was better than I thought, but I think that, sometimes that, he's still a rookie and he does a lot of work. He's not very athletic. There's a reason why he went in the 7th round with his size. If he was athletic, he definitely, I don't care. He went to Ohio State with that size.
Yeah.
And if he had the athleticism, he doesn't fall to 7th.
Right.
You could tell he's not athletic, but I mean, I thought he did a good job this game run blocking. I mean, he couldn't run block in the preseason, but in the pros, I mean, in the actual games, he's doing a lot better.
Regular game.
So he was better there. And I thought they did kind of run block a little bit better, but Colton Miller was so terrible that he blew up a lot of plays. I think Alex Barr had some blown blocks too against the run, actually. So, actually, no, he didn't. He didn't have any, but he had a couple blocks where there's instances where he didn't like do his assignment correctly, and it's things you can't point out and say that somebody's like, I know the power, how they want to do things and how they want to get off of certain blocks. So it's getting like, oh yeah, he's getting this cool block, he's pushing these guy back, but then the linebacker just comes around and tackles Jacobs instead of him to tackle. Nobody's getting to the second level and getting a linebacker. I mean, you don't carry a ace block 5 yards down the field all the time, unless you're like, this is NFL. I mean, linebackers too good. This ain't college. He's just go right around you. He needs to make a tackle. Someone's got to get on him and get some hands on him. So that didn't happen, and so it was a struggle with the offensive line. The offensive line really struggled, man. It was not good. Every third down, I felt like there was pressure, 3rd and long.
So the Raiders going to come out with a different offensive line now again in Week 4.
Probably. I mean, they can't let Alex Barr play again. I don't know what that was about. I don't know. Maybe was John Simpson late? Maybe he's late to practice.
He was late.
I bet he's late or something.
He was late.
He was late to practice or something. He had to be late, man. They brought up Alex Barr for the practice squad and played him in a game.
They're basically like saying, like, when they come back, they're like, practice habits. They're talking about practice habits.
I know they're talking about practice habits all the time.
Right.
Justice is late or something. That was a weird change. Strange change.
So what you're saying is it has nothing to do with strategy. It has more to do with like sending a message.
I don't know. Maybe I don't understand why they did it. So that's just where my mind's going. That's my conspiracy theory. But Illuminor played better run blocking at guard, but he was bad as a pass blocker there. Because, I mean, there's so many stunts and they couldn't communicate. None of those guys knew anything. I mean, they do all those stunts for so long.
It's got to be tricky kicking inside.
Yeah.
Kicking inside, But, I mean, Illuminor has played at both positions on that right side. But, I mean, yeah, it definitely hinges upon the communication with the guy next to you. You know? It's funny that you said Munford gave up 4 pressures because I keep on seeing on Twitter they're saying like PFF only credited him 1 and that was like the sack that he gave up or something like that.
I guess. I mean,
so yeah, like take it with a grain of salt, okay? Because the guy who did that is probably the first time that he's watched the Raiders this year, okay?
Yeah.
And he had to do like 5 other games, and he's like, off of 2 rock stars and 3 cups of coffee. All right. And he's just like he's like, all right, screw this. Let's just get through this game. Marcus, okay. Like he watches every single snap of the Raiders over and over and over again. Go off Marcus on this one, okay? Munford gave up more than what they're saying. All right.
Yeah. And I don't know if PFF, because wait a second. So they only gave him 1 pressure and that was a sack? That was it?
I mean, that's what I'm seeing on social media.
So what about when Carr got hit when he was on a check? He got hit on a check down because it was a chip block and he didn't block him. He just kind of whiffed on it was a chip block and the guy came. You got
to do a rebuttal. You got to do a rebuttal separately.
I'm gonna put that over this right here. I'm gonna show him whiffing and him getting hit. Carr getting hit.
Yeah,
like,
there you go. There
it is. So that's weird. I don't know how they chart that. I don't know if they only do like 1 pressure a guy. Each one to kind of keep
each play, you know.
I mean, I'm counting all of them. Sorry. Yeah. You gave him pressure. Yeah, sure, it's 1 pressure, but I mean, you still lost your block and had to avoid you, and then had to avoid this guy. So,
right. No, I'm with you on that, 100%. All right, so we can't let the defense off the hook here, right? it was a Jekyll and Hyde game again. I think we've seen this like now 3 games in a row from the defense. This time, the first half, Tennessee just ran, everything that they wanted, everything in their playbook, all the runs, all the play actions that they have. Like they were just like dominant. And I think it was like the second half, every single play was a success. Or in the second quarter, every single play was a success. Except for just like 1 or 2 stops from the defense. It was ridiculous. So I guess Todd Downing, maybe he was cooking. You could say that. I think, and I'll show you. It was the Raiders just giving up a ton of explosive plays, just over and over and over again. Like that's what you want on offense. Like that's the number one gift, right? Like that's what you want on offense, right? A 15, 20-yard play.
Yeah.
In a drive, like what's the chances you're going to score big time if you hit, and it's, this isn't even any kind of subjective charting. I counted, now I'm trying to remember. I think it was 8. It was 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so 8. It's increased each game. The defense has given up 6 explosive plays against LA, 7 against Arizona, and then now 8 against Tennessee. So it's trending in the wrong direction. I put out a post on Twitter about that. So I'm just going to highlight that. I'm just going to highlight the defensive struggles, really, in the passing game here. But anything else you want to talk about before we get into the film breakdown?
I'm going to show him Mack Hollins today, so he gives Mack Hollins some love since he went for 158 and nobody cares. And I was mad about him getting targets, but I wasn't mad this week because he played well. So I was like, you know what? Hey, if you're gonna play like that, you know what I mean? So,
I love it. I love it because now Mack Hollins can have a chip on his shoulder. Bro had like career coming out game, like dominant performance. He was mossing guys on the sideline. They were like no safety. You're gonna show it. Right, yeah. The safeties were just disrespecting him, like, "Oh, screw that guy!" Right, and he was dunking on them, right? So, instead of the media like coming out like with a story about Mack Hollins is like past and everything he's covered, because that would be like great for ESPN. They're like, Devontae Adams needs to get more targets. Like what, bro? Like, come on now, hold on. First of all, Mark has been saying that. Hold on.
Yeah, I said that too, man. So I'm mad that it was on ESPN and now everybody's like, oh, now it's a media narrative. And I was alone back last week. Everybody's mad at me because I was saying that. Like, oh no, he needs to go through his reads.
He needs to go through his reads. Yeah,
play within the offense, and trying to sound smart. But now it's smart to say he needs to throw to Devontae more. Now we all say it because it's smart now because we saw a guy on ESPN and Baldy say it since
Yeah, with all due respect to those guys. Okay, those fine gentlemen, they're extremely bright and talented. Okay. Yeah. My grandma could have told you that. Okay. It's Devontae Adams we're talking about here. Okay. Great analysis.
Throw Devontae.
Really? Yeah. How long were you working on that one, Marcus? When you told us that. Like, come on, this is obviously, right?
I like people are rocket science. That was my problem. Like 17 times. Like, well, he's open 17 times. You literally can throw to him 20 times. Yeah. You literally could do that all game. So like it's hilarious to me because you literally can do what they did all game. Like, yeah. So you basically have to decide, just do you throw it to him every time or do you want the ball to go to other people? I don't care if he throws to him every time. You guys do though, because in Hunter Renfrow, your Hunter Renfrow jersey is not the same, and and you want Renfrow to get where's Renfrow's targets?
Where's Waller? Where's Renfrow? Yeah,
but Mack Hollins.
Why is he not running it? Why is he not running it? There was a wide open lane. Why did you throw to Devontae? Why didn't you just run it for a first down right there? I was always going to say something, but yeah, Devontae Adams is the best option. Think about it like this. Okay, you're on a team with like an all-time great. Okay, you're wide open, and they have like 3 guys guarding them, right? Mm-hmm. Their shot with 3 guys guarding them as an all-time great is still better than your wide open shot. Okay, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
Devontae Adams is the best option. He's
At all times.
right.
Yeah,
Regardless.
I will say from a football standpoint, though, I think that McDaniels is has an issue with using a player that's at a position that he doesn't usually feature. All right, so he doesn't usually feature a Z. You think about it as you got Randy Moss is the X, right? Randy Moss didn't go inside. He didn't run that slot routes. He didn't run an option route or anything. Randy Moss is like all the go routes, all the stuff that Mack Hollins is doing. That's what Randy Moss did. So, and then you have Wes Welker. Wes Welker is the slot guy who got all the targets. He got more targets than Randy Moss, right? You just think about that. The slot guy always gets the most targets in his offense. So he's kind of in a situation where he has to decide, what am I going to do with this? Where am I taking this? Am I going to am I going to turn him into Wes Welker? Because that's probably what he should do. But then what happens on a Renfro? I mean, that's kind of what he's. I think they're in a bad spot. I think their Z has never been featured in this offense. It's never been featured in this offense. It's never been like a thing. You guys probably can't even think of the Z's that Tom Brady even had. I don't even remember them. I mean, Dante Stallworth was the one on the 07 team. So you don't have that. Or Chris Hogan's. Chris Hogan, right? He's a Z.
Yeah,
Chris Hogan's a Z.
Right.
Kendrick Bourne.
It was a different guy every year.
And that's what Adams plays. And I think McDaniels has a problem featuring him because, the play goes to the X or goes to the inside slot. And so, but I think they have to make the decision that they want to play him in a slot, kind of exclusively. They have to make that kind of move.
I mean, if McDaniels, I think I would push back on that. I would say, if McDaniels is this savant that he says he is, he can work in some concepts that he has not used in the past. It doesn't have to be 100% what he's done. Mm-hmm. You can't do that.
I'll say McDaniels is a great play caller, but this offense is not really his. So I mean, he's a great play caller of it, but it's not his. So it's gonna be hard for him to. The offense is the offense, so he's got to figure that out. Unless you move him to X, which then maybe it doesn't limit his route tree. But I mean, this offense is built for guys inside. I mean, all the crazy inside routes they have, it's built for inside and easy completions inside, and they got to move him in there and give him the ball that way. But anyways, we're going too long on some other stuff. So
all right, well, let's. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump into defense here. What happened? What happened with the defense? We're going to talk about the explosive pass game from the Tennessee Titans. Now, play action was a big factor in this one. We talked about it on the preview. Okay. Now, we get a run action away and an RPO slant. Okay. If you remember us talking about this exact type of play in the preseason, okay, you'll know the linebacker who is away from the running back action. So the running back is going across the formation. So this linebacker who's away from that run action needs to pop out here in the RPO window and just hang back here for a half second, until he confirms it is actually a run before he fills. And the point of that is to take away this RPO window. So let's watch Divine Diablo here. Okay. He dives inside, and in that lane that he just opens up, the slant goes right behind him. Right? So this is something that Divine Diablo has to work on as long as he's going to be out there, because they're going to keep on optioning him just like this. This second level RPO. It's pretty simple. And I think a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL right now are capable of making that read and the ball control, like the ball handling, to, pull it and throw it. They've been doing that for a long time now. So that's something that, I don't know what they're going to have to do if Devon Diablo is not capable. Then they're going to have to play a different scheme, in this situation. But a DB here, but something's got to give. Of course, Amik Robertson, he's going to get burned on this one. I'd like to see him stay a little bit more square and not open up the gate. Maybe he can contest this and not just have the guy blow right by him. So that's poor technique as well by Amik Robertson in coverage there. All right, so here's another one. Raiders are in their 5-man defensive line, 2 linebackers. So this is base personnel with a 5-man front, and they're going to send all 5 of these defensive linemen after the quarterback, and they're going to play a fire zone coverage 3 deep, 1, 2, 3, 3 under, 1, 2, 3. And what's happening here is we're going to get Yankee. Correct me if I'm wrong, Marcus. Yankee.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is Yankee for sure. Yes, sir.
Yes. So we're going to get Yankee, and watch Rock Yassin here. You see how he's pointing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's yelling out, hey, we got a crosser, we got a Yankee, we got a, whatever it is. Okay. And the adjustment that it looks like him and Abram are playing is that Abram is going to climb on top of number 1, and they're expecting Hobbs to fall off. But Hobbs never falls off. Okay, and we get a huge play. And so the communication is just off there. It's not actually cover 3. It's a fire zone. So it could be that Hobbs is correct. We don't play it like this in fire zone. It could be that Yassin should not be trying to pass this off. He should just be playing it man to man. So who knows? But they need to get that communication down so that they don't make this error again, because it's the second time now that a big play like that exact play has happened. They do not have an answer for it yet, unfortunately. So that was a huge one. And now we're going to get another play action, this time under center. Okay, again, it looks like we got the big base in 5 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers, 4 DBs. So this is base personnel. They have a big personnel grouping in there as well. I think what could be potentially happening here is it looks like it might turn into Yankee, and I think for just a quick second, Yassin might have taken his eyes off to look at the crosser coming back. Either way, he lets this guy get into his blind spot, which is a good job of route running here, I believe. Mm-hmm. Is this Burks?
No, that's Robert Woods, bro.
Is that Woody right there? Number 2?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, that's 2. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's Woods. I mean, yeah. So great job route running right here. Ate him up. Right on his toes. That's tough to defend. If Yassin does a, maybe you can keep him in his peripheral vision and, not lose him right here, right in his blind spot.
Yeah.
But obviously easier said than done. High level route right there.
I love watching Ryan Tannehill throw the ball. It's like so pretty, but he's just not good. It's hilarious. It just looks so good all the time.
Yeah. And another thing to point out here, look at the curl flat defender hanging underneath this Cleveland Furrow. I mean, he's getting his cardio in. I'll tell you what. I don't know if there's really a point to even drop that guy that far.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey.
He's getting that sweat in though. So I'm gonna talk about the drop back game. Okay. Now, I said that we shouldn't be worried about it. The Raiders proved me wrong, unfortunately. There was a couple instances, no play action. Okay. Ryan Tannehill dicing these guys up. This is the most egregious play. This is a terrible play. And if Devon Diablo is benched next week, if someone else gets the call up like Masterson or Butler or Curtis Bolton, any of these guys, if any of these guys gets a call up, it's because of this play right here. So we have 1, 2, 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. Devon Diablo He's the Mike linebacker in a Tampa 2 defense. That means he's going to match number 3 to the passing strength. Okay. This is with barely any time left in the first half, and they're going to go and throw a big play down here and get into field goal range and kick a field goal. Okay, so they just got this is a free 3 points. Devontae Adams keeps on getting confused about which hash he needs to drop on. Remember, 1, 2, 3 receivers. This is the passing strength. He needs to be on the hash to the passing strength. For some reason, he drops to the opposite hash and just gives up this huge hole in the coverage. It makes no sense. Go watch any other defense in the NFL. These guys will always be on the hash to the passing strength. I guarantee it. Divine Diablo is confused out here. He does not know what he's doing at this point. Quarterbacks are perfect when targeting him. Something's got to give. This is another one that technically goes as a check down, so it's not into anyone's coverage here. Bad angle. We already know about this one. I shouted out this guy, Dontrell Hilliard.
Mm-hmm.
So, good little receiving option, I would say, for fantasy teams. You want a guy. Here's a guy for your fantasy team. So that was poor tackling in the open field. Let's look at it from this angle here. I want to talk about some of these linebackers, some of their struggles, I think, in coverage. Mm-hmm. When you're playing zone coverage, what's the point of playing zone coverage? So you can look at the quarterback, right?
Yeah, exactly. Watch the eyes.
Okay. Watch these guys. Where are they looking? Are they looking at the quarterback? They're looking over here. They're looking all around. Their heads are always moving. They're never seeing the throw because they have a hard time keeping, especially Devon Diablo has a hard time keeping his eyes where they need to be. He's always peeking around and missing things. Like here, he turns. He's not seeing the quarterback. He has a hard time getting his vision on the quarterback. He's not seeing the throw in time. He's always late. He's always a tad late because he's turning his head around. That happens every single time.
Yeah. How do you not get there? How do they even work? It's terrible. Sorry.
The reaction is really poor right now. Reaction time is really poor right now. Here's another one. We are in. It looks like. Yes. No, this is dime. They're in dime personnel right now. It looks like. And we're going to get cover 1, Roderick Teamer. He gets the guy at the top of the screen, outside leverage. This is a perfect combination design for this. Still, Roderick Teamer kind of, allows a lot of separation here. Rounds it off. We got to put our foot in the ground and explode instead of rounding it off. But great design. Either way, Raiders continue to keep giving up. 15-plus yard plays in the passing game. I left out one explosive run from Derrick Henry that got him down on the goal line. They scored from a Ryan Tannehill sneak right afterwards. I left that one out. That was the one run play that they gave up. That was an explosive play. So overall, they actually did a pretty good job just stopping the run. And honestly, it was a combination of Max Crosby just playing like a maniac. I'll probably have to throw up a video on Max Crosby soon. The fans are going to love that one.
Yeah.
And then the other part of it is some really clever kind of blitzes from Patrick Graham. Sending DBs off the edge was really effective in stopping the run game from the Titans. They did it with everyone. They did it with Yassine. They did it with Abram. They did it with their nickels that were in the game. So they did a good job overall stopping the run. There was one explosive run, and then I think it was like the second play of the game, they had an explosive screen play. So I left that one out because that was the only one that they got him with.
Yeah, I mean, the linebacker play is real concerning. That's real concerning stuff. I mean, they're not getting real good linebacker play in the zone, and that's where they're getting attacked. They're getting attacked in the middle of the field every single week, and they're not attacking anywhere else. They're not attacking outside. That's all the Cardinals did. All they did was just throw to Zach Ertz, and maybe they got a couple fades, but all the fades didn't work all the time. They were able to break some of those up, with some good play. Even the throws to AJ Green, they were able to break some good plays up by Rocky Sin. So, I mean, they are outside is fine. I think Nate Haas is playing good too. I mean, they're not really getting killed outside, in my opinion, that much. They're not as much as they, it would seem like with how the defense is playing. But I mean, you got linebackers that can't guard nobody. Jayon Brown's supposed to be that's supposed to be his forte. It's supposed to be his specialty is playing the pass. So if we got to get Luke Masterson in there to play the pass, man. Maybe that helps. Maybe get him up and have him play on third down a little bit or something like that. I mean, he obviously has a better understanding of his own. So, I mean, I think
it might come down to because Devon Diablo against the run honestly is not bad. He's doing a great job, honestly. Yeah. He's especially being a former DB technically, right? I think he's doing a fine job against the run. You're not going to find too many bad plays from him there. It's overall a plus, but it's just the coverage, and it's just so disappointing because it's like, wait, that makes no sense. How are you the former DB that's better at stopping the run than cover? Hold on now. It makes so. He definitely needs to settle his eyes down, and right now maybe that could just be, hey, it's a rundown. Diablo goes in, but on passing downs, let's try someone else. Let's try Masterson. Sure, let's do it.
I mean, could they switch it up on him and like make him more like a matchup guy or something like that, or I mean, maybe even move him back to safety? I mean, that sounds crazy right now, but. If they have that type of depth situation, maybe because I think it's the zone as a linebacker. He just has no idea what he's doing. So he has no idea. But he's still physical and play the run. It's interesting to see like what you could do with him if you feel like that maybe it's not working out for him at linebacker. I think he still has a decent skill set that you can probably mess around with because we haven't really seen him in man coverage. I mean, we've been seeing him just be terrible in zone, and then
terrible in zone, and this is a zone heavy defense. Mm-hmm. I know everyone loved to say, "Oh, Patrick Graham runs so much man." Nate Hobbs is a zone corner, guys. Like, really? Like that's what he does, right? Yeah. Rocky seen that he's a zone corner. Like they're doing a really good job, honestly. I mean, I showed some negative plays there, but on the overall, these two corners on the outside, Hobbs and Yassine. They've been locking it down. They've been playing really good. So they're doing a great job. It's majority zone. Yeah, they play some man, and just like the rest of the NFL, you play man in the NFL in certain situations. But yeah, I agree. Diablo, say, hey, don't worry about the run. Play man on this tight end. That's all you have to worry about. I think he'd be fine there, right? Yeah. You'd have to hope.
You would hope.
You'd hope.
I don't know though, but maybe blitz him more or something. I don't know.
Definitely, we need to blitz him more. Yeah, if he's in there on passing downs at this point, no reason to drop him. Drop Klee, and rush Devon Diablo. I love it. That's better, honestly. It'll catch him off guard. It'll be like, oh wait,
Hey, Klee will know the spot, man. He won't go to the opposite hash. Klee will go to the. Will it work? I don't know, but he'll be at the right spot. He'll get beat still, but
military background.
He'll be right on that hash.
you see Klee in the locker room. He's just doing push-ups. Like, oh, you're gonna lift him. What's going on? He's like, nah, I wasn't at the right spot at the right time. Got it. 100 push-ups, coach. Takes it upon himself, holds himself accountable. That's Cleveland Furrow right there.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Gotta love it.
He's a coach's defensive end. Yeah. All right. So I guess I could do some Mack Hollins here. It's gonna be pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be too much. I mean,
let's go. Let's go.
5 catches real quick. I mean,
give Mack Hollins his love. I'm glad you're doing it. No one is doing it. I told you to do it. Yeah. He's having his breakout. This is a breakout game. I love this.
Yeah, it really was. It is messed up. I mean, It's because they lost. I mean, if they would have won this game, we would talk about his breakout game. But since they lost, it's like nobody cares that Mack Hollins had a 158. So it was just one article like even dismissed it, like, why are you throwing to Mack Hollins? I'm like, he had 160 yards though. Like I mean, last week it made more sense. I'm like, why are you doing that? He didn't do anything. But this week I was like, I mean, I guess. I mean, he got 160 yards, right? But we're gonna watch more about how he's been played. Okay.
All right. Let's
so here you got the good old 10. So we got the big in here, and you get the little one here from Darren Waller, and then we got what we call boot or an out route from Devontae Adams. Okay. Now Carr wants Devontae on this one. So for all the people who say he's not throwing Devontae and not looking at him, he doesn't want Devontae on this one. Watch it. Right. They're gonna be playing basically, straight man-to-man on this one, right? But it's interesting, right? Because you see how they're playing. So they got Byard, he's playing wherever Waller goes. So Waller, he's going to drive on that wherever Waller does. And then you got this safety, I forgot his name, number 37. He's going to be playing over Devontae Adams at all times. So yeah, they're playing man-to-man, right? But it looks weird. So it looks like too high, but it really isn't. Okay. And so at this point, he's already come to the second read. I mean, he could have thrown Devontae. I mean, if he wanted to with like anticipation and that stuff, but it would have been a perfect throw, right? You could just come to the easy guy up here, Hollins, who's wide open. But let's go back and watch Hollins here on this one. So he gets good off coverage, sells the go, right? Then we get a good stutter here, like a little stutter step, and gets this guy going that way, and he's going this way, right? And it's just wide open.
They didn't think he had that in him.
Didn't think so. Well, they thought that was an out route or something.
Beautiful.
So that's catch number one. You know what I mean? And it's just
run it back from the beginning.
From the beginning, okay, yeah. So and he was just eating this kid alive. I don't know who this guy is, but he did not have a good day against Mack Hollins. He just done. And this is what I'm talking about. There's nobody around Mack Hollins right now. There's nobody around him. You know what I'm saying? Not a single soul. Not a soul. Not a soul. All right, here we go. This is on this one, we got Goose, right? We got a little follow in on this one. This is a great throw by Derek. But we're gonna break this one down. And on this one, I really think Matt could have kept running on this one. All right. So they're in cover 2. All right. So it's pure cover 2. All right. You see the linebacker drifting. All right. And what happens on this one, though, is that Carr, he's looking at Adams too, but again, so he's looking at Adams again because he wants Adams, but there's 4 guys around him. You see, he's looking at Adams. Here comes 51. This guy's dropping back. They got this guy around him, right? And here's Byard over the top. Okay, so there's about 4 guys around Devontae Adams. Okay, now this safety right here, he's driving on Keelan Cole because Keelan Cole does a good job on this one because it's Goose. So if you guys heard me talk about Goose a lot, it's too high. He's supposed to run a post. And he does a great job of that. That's what he's supposed to do. And the reason for that is because now this safety leaves and he leaves his cover 2 spot and this hole is wide open. Okay. Derek Carr sees it, gets hit, and throws while he gets hit. Now, Mack Hollins, I think he's a little surprised here, to be honest. You see him, he kind of slows up. He's not expecting this ball. They're in cover 2, right? But he sees it, he starts speeding up. And I think he misjudges this. I think he thinks it's underthrown, but it's not. And he ends up jumping here, right? But if he keeps running,
yeah,
that's 6, right? And I still think he could have found a way to get inside here, right? I don't know if he just ran out of bounds on purpose. I don't know. I feel like he could have got inside, try to get some more yards, break some more tackles. I don't know. I just feel like he could have. It's could have been something.
Get back on those numbers. Coaching point.
Yeah, get back on those numbers, right? Which I think he tried to get past 37, but just couldn't. But once you got here, now, you know what I'm saying? Now you try to cut back inside. But maybe he's just not athletic enough. There's not a lot of twitch with him. There's not too much twitch. I'm not gonna get on him for that. But let's see from the backside. As I talk about stunts too. Here's a perfect example. 93 and 98 making a stunt and they go right around them. They can't hold 93, so 93 comes right around. Bop. That's a great throw by Carr, though. Right on the money. I said, if he keeps running, man, he doesn't jump and misjudges a little bit, whew, that is a touchdown. So that was another one. All right, the 4th and 15.
Beautiful
This is desperation. So we got double goose here, man. This is all 4 verts. Is what that's the normal call for this, but this is double goose here. So we got seam, right? Waller, seam, go. Okay. Now, as you guys are going to see, they leave this guy on an island by himself. Just him and Mack Hollins. It's just him and Mack Hollins. They're stopping Waller. They're stopping Adams. Okay. There we go. So you got Goose. It's just him and this guy. It's just him. And Carr, he decides to take a chance with it. And just awesome job tracking this football. Now, people are like, "Oh, Derek Carr threw it outside." Well, Mack Hollins did run inside when he should have ran back outside. But I mean, he's kind of messing with the corner. He doesn't even know the ball's in the air, I don't think. Then he looks up and he finds it. He does a great job of finding it.
What a catch.
What a catch. Now, I mean, Derek Carr probably could have threw this to Waller. I mean, Waller does beat the double team, but I mean, he already threw the ball. And I think there's some pressure too. I mean, they're already getting beat down.
The guy was already eating. Give him a chance.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you see the double team, right? And this dude, like, you see all these double teams out here. Look at this, man. And if Keenan Cole might have won, he might have got the ball. But I mean, Mack Hollins is 1-on-1. He's trusting Mack just to win and just to get a jump ball, basically. He does a great job tracking that football. Boom.
Incredible. The chances of that happening, like, just try that in practice with no one on.
The guy just chucked it up. He did a great job tracking that football. Boom, nice, great catch.
PFF probably said that's not a big-time throw.
He had 4 this week, man. So they gave it to him, I think. He had 4 this week. All right, and here's the dunk.
Again.
Here's the dunk.
You single. Yeah.
But this is why it happened. Like, people are like, "Oh, what really happened in this game?" Yeah, we could show the times that maybe Carr went somewhere else instead of Devontae, but it was mostly like this. So I mean, this is all goes again. Yeah. They're all over these guys.
You do not throw over there. Nowhere.
Right? They're all over these guys.
Nowhere.
So he just throws it up, and Mack Hollins mosses him. It's pretty embarrassing, actually.
Yeah, especially with your little pose at the end. Ouch.
I do like how Devontae tries to be double teams, though. He just puts so much effort into it. Like, he just I just like watching it. But right here,
he's shocked the ball didn't come to him too. He's like, "Wait, what?"
Who, Devontae? Yeah. He's like, "You didn't throw it to me over 2 guys."
Are you kidding me? There's only 2 guys.
There's only 2 guys on me, bro. Not 3. Because he's looking. He's like, "Oh, he's expecting the ball. He's expecting the jump ball. Look at it. He's ready to jump."
Yeah. You're right.
Anyway. All right.
They're gonna do that. They're gonna do that.
Yeah. I think Carr got. I will say one thing. Carr does have to trust he can beat double teams. He can, though. That's the thing. But
that's another conversation.
Yeah, but this is something wrong with this decision. I mean, it's 101. He's been killing this kid.
Killing him.
He's literally killed this guy. See, Mack Hollins is telling y'all he's him, and y'all don't want to believe it. Mack Hollins just said, "I'm him." Just lost the kid. Just embarrassing. They said it's too small.
Immediately went with the "you're too small." Like, he didn't even secure the catch before he was going for that. That's filthy. Filthy.
So yeah, I thought, I mean, that's why Hollins, had the big game. I mean, that's why he was getting the football. If you want to know why they're throwing to Hollins, is because Hollins.
There you go.
Left alone. I mean, even in that moment, if you think about it, like in that moment, they need 15 yards. They need a big play. They decided they're going to leave Mack Hollins one-on-one.
Right.
Safety help.
They were selling out, obviously.
They're selling out to stop Waller and Adams, right? And
I mean
that's what
every single one of those clips that you showed, there was bracket on Waller and Adams. Every single one, high, low, or in and out. Every single one.
Yeah, and there was times where they were able to get them the football, but I mean, in that situation, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, you got to get it to Adams late, but in that situation, man, I don't know how you don't throw it to the guy who has no safety help at all, right? But
right.
It's gonna be a thing until Adams gets some more targets, which I believe he should anyways. But they got to make a decision to get him inside more. I think that's where he's getting open the most. Even the clips that Orlovsky put out there, or the clips I put out there last week. I mean, they're all in the slot, or most of them where he's getting open. That's where you'll find him open in the slot, is in those areas. So, it was sometimes the play is designed to go to X, I guess. I don't know. I feel like that you can get him the football more if you really want to, and I feel like they're going to try to make that happen because. Even though Mack Hollins, put out there, maybe he deserves more targets and maybe he might get more attention and people trying to not let him beat them over the top.
Yes.
So maybe they got his attention that way, and that might help Adams too. So.
Right. Yeah. There was a lot of ways that this game could have gone. A few different drops. We're talking about a win, and maybe Mack Hollins gets his flowers, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
TDL, we delivered though. We're giving him his flowers.
Yeah.
Right. We banged with Mack Hollins. So, dominant performance. You can't look at that tape and be like, this guy didn't deserve those targets, right? So you did a great job explaining that. Silver lining. I know people don't like the silver linings in a loss thing, but at least we come out of this with Mack Hollins. He can be a game changer.
Yeah, at least he could be a deep threat. At least, He could at least be that. You can see that. Run some posts, run some go routes. Make some plays downfield. But him opening it up is going to help everything to me a little bit. Just him having that game, because now they got to take him serious. They have to now. Are they going to leave him one-on-one in that situation again? Probably not.
Right.
Right. What are the Broncos going to do? Are the Broncos going to play over him too? I don't know. You don't know how it's going to work this week. What their plan is, because obviously that kind of opened up. It might help the whole offense, to be honest, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree. Anything else that we want to talk about here? We're about 15 minutes in.
Yeah, nothing else really, man. I just hope they have a good game plan this week. We'll see what the Broncos look like, and I have to watch that terrible offense this week, so that's gonna be cool. But hopefully, the Raiders keep them looking like a terrible offense, and hopefully the Raiders find a way to beat this great defense. I'm my bad. I'm watching the defense. You get to watch the offense. BD.
I have to watch the offense. Yeah,
you get to watch Russell Wilson struggle trying to play check down. So
I was hoping you changed your mind about that.
Oh no, man! I get to watch the Broncos. They got a new coach. They got a new coach over there. But who knows? They have played some weaker offenses. I know people think we're a weak offense, or we're still top 10 in points and all that stuff. So it's not that good. we could have. If you think about it, we could have an elite quarterback like Justin Herbert, average 19 points a game, guys. So right,
true.
We could have an elite quarterback and average 19 points.
Right. I'd rather have an elite quarterback. Yeah. Anyways, one thing I will say is Raiders better hope that Denzel Perryman gets back up to health.
Yeah.
And maybe sign Blake Martinez off the what's it called? Because he's still a free agent. I know they brought him in for a visit. I'm not sure what the holdup is, but at this point, you gotta let Diablo sit, in the wings a little bit, just use him sparingly until he, gets his head wrapped around this, because it's too much for him at this point. And if the Raiders can just get a slight improvement in linebacker play and coverage, I think this defense is going to be fine. So that's what I'm thinking. Denzel Perryman, Blake Martinez. I'm hoping we see, those two moves have, not moves for Denzel Perryman, but Denzel Perryman getting back to health and maybe signing Blake Martinez.
Yeah, that would help.
I'm calling it right now. Let's see if it happens. So I'm willing it into existence, because I don't want to see this anymore. This is ridiculous.
And hopefully they're good with the punishment of the offensive line or whatever happened there. I don't know. Who knows what happened?
Yeah, Simpson can just go back and
I mean, because
his practice habits improve. I completely agree with you on that. Yes,
cool experiment, but he got pretty ugly. So.
We've learned what bars is all about, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Okay. Let's hope that's the end of it. All right, take us away, bro.
All right, guys. You guys already know what to do. Subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at @TheMarkJohnNFL, at BDWilliams18, PandaSubs.com, TDL 35% off. Panda Supplements, use TDL for 35% off, guys. Make sure you guys use that. And we're out of here. Peace.